and Morris, the Altner of Arene, the killer of Almalexia, and of that Dagoth and that one guy, not Helseth, the other guy. I forgot his name. He's like the god of the hunt. He was like one of the how do you call that? So one of the Daedra, a Daedric prince thing, as far as I remember. Not 100% sure. I'm kind of hazy on the details, but he was this hunt kind of guy, and he was the Blood Moon expansion main villain. And Blood Moon takes place on Solstheim. So we probably don't get to see that guy because, you know, we killed him. Or no, we didn't. We defeated him. Then he was like, well done, mate. And then he just went away. Yeah, because it was a game and everything. So we didn't kill anyone then. Okay, I'm going to have a bit of a shortcut. I don't want to, you know, spend 15 centuries trying to get the Windhelm. I just want to do the very necessary things like killing wolves on the way and, you know, getting places. I do really like, you know, the tranquil music and walking through the wilderness. And I wish the country that I lived in had wilderness like this. I mean, we have a tiny bit of, you know, semi-foresty bits in the south. That's about it. All the rest is like flat. There's just almost nothing, which is annoying, I guess. I don't know. I like mountains and forests, and we don't have any of that in Holland. There's, you know, if you look into the stereotypes you have of Holland, you have only flat land and windmills. And even though the stereotypes often are incorrect, I would have to say that flat land is pretty correct when, you know, when you're considering Holland. Which is a shame because I like height difference. Especially, you know, when I see a city or something. Some Spanish cities that are built on big cliffs and stuff like that, or, you know, with huge bridges and everything. And towns in like Switzerland or Germany, those are so extremely awesome. But why is this dead? If this thing is dead, there must be something more powerful than a saber cat close by. I'm going to quick save because I don't like my odds against something that can kill a saber cat. I'm just going to hide in this tree stump. Ah, you can't even hide in that. This game is a sham! I wish I could walk faster. In Morrowind you could just keep jumping and you'd be faster, but I don't think that actually works very well in Skyrim. Although in Morrowind we actually lost fatigue for that, and in Skyrim that's not the case. But I don't think it works quite as well, unfortunately. Am I still going the right way? Yes, I am. I think so. Yes, I am. Oh, I think, yeah, I recognize the area. This is the sort of really sad looking area with all the hot springs and... Uh-oh. Is that a saber cat or something? Because I'm going to just get around that thing. I mean, Morris is not a coward, but he is clever. He knows how things work, and he also knows that if at such a low level he tries to attack a saber cat, he's going to die. And we all know that, you know, dying makes you less eligible for having, you know, for completing quests, for having nice adventures. So, I didn't see that giant. You would think that, you know, a giant is pretty easy to spot, but this one is actually quite well camouflaged. it was his loincloth that gave him away. If he would have been a nudist, I wouldn't have seen him at all. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Ah, yeah, Morris. Morris, of course, he was the killer of Almalexia, Dagath-Ur, and this hunter dude, his Hunter Daedric Prince thing. And, of course, you know, he's a god killer. He's extremely powerful. He's the Nerevarine. He's the chosen one, because, you know, that's what you are in a fantasy game. You are a chosen one, if you are some sort of hero. And your coming has always been foretold. You know, anyone's coming anywhere has been written somewhere. That's something that you can pretty much guarantee in any fantasy world, that everything that's going to happen has been written down, because otherwise people might not be able to say, "For it is written that blah de blah." So that's why they write all that stuff down. But yeah, of course, you know, our Morris is pretty, you know, not very powerful yet. He's level 5, but he was a god killer. How come he's not that powerful yet? Well, perhaps he has amnesia, just doesn't remember that he has that power. Or maybe, you know, because the last time in Morrowind, the last episode, I was like, no, the journey is over and I'm just going to rest. Perhaps he spent so much time just lying in bed being lazy that he lost all his skills and abilities and stuff like that. And of course he took up gambling and whoring. He screwed lots of Morrowind fine Dunmer maidens, and he gambled, and he bought slaves and then set them free, because he's a pretty friendly guy at heart. And he drank a lot, he partook in lots of moon sugar and skooma, and basically he just became a shadow of his former self. This is a Horus.
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
Hey?
We haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Yes! Yes!
Maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Oh yeah, that must be it.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, little spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Oh yeah? I don't think so.
Looking for shipping? We always offer better service than the East Empire Company.
North give you trouble, and since she's a fellow Dunmer, I'm very, very concerned about her. Because she's a sister of mine. Not literally, of course, but he's like... If she were a dude, I'd call her bro. But she's a woman, and cis isn't really a term, so she's a brolina, I guess.
Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us.
Or a bra. I think that's that's the female version of bro. That's bra.
Around the Grey Quarter, yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one.
Ah, I guess so. So why would they think you're a spy?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well. In
yeah,
fact,
but Argonians are
about
kind of
anyone
shit.
Who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying.
Okay, well, exit, and now I'm going to teach them... Where have they gone? I was being like, I'm going to teach them a lesson like the badass I am, but they're gone now, and I'm not going to follow them, because I'm not really very brave, and I don't really care, to be honest. So, I'll just go ahead, and go to Solstheim, obviously. So yeah, Morris really became a shadow of his former self, and this is one ugly beast. And he, then he was like, with his last money, he booked a vacation to Skyrim. He's like, I'm going to spend, you know, on the last binge, spend all my money on a 3-star hotel, and just get in there. And, you know, he was promised, like, a very, very comfortable journey to Skyrim. But what they did was just, you know, he fell asleep, and then he found himself on a cart going to a chopping block. which he didn't think that was part of the all-inclusive deal, which I guess is right. But yeah, it's that was just not how he had envisioned his vacation in Skyrim, his winter holiday. So he's now trying to make the best of things, I guess. Like a lord, I think this is the guy I'm supposed to talk to.
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
Sorry, but you
It's
are.
hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board.
So you took them here.
The next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. And that's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim.
I'm going to sell my ship, man. Yes, you are. You're taking me to Solstheim. See, that's the voice that Dark Elves are supposed to... Oh, I guess this was not gruff enough. Dark Elves are actually supposed to talk a bit like... This is going to be pretty tough. Yes, you are. You're taking me... Okay, don't... I'm not having it today. I'm not getting it.
If you've been listening
Maybe
to
later
me,
on.
I'm not going back
I'm going
there.
to have a sip of water. Maybe that will help. You owe me. No. I'm not. You just look at my just watch my Morrowind Let's Play or a tiny bit of it if you want to see the real way Dark Elves are supposed to talk. People are trying to kill me. I'm not taking over. That sounds a bit like Morris, especially because he's pretty disgruntled. He's drunk. He's a drug taker, a drug taker, and he had his vacation spoiled. So now he's going back to Solstheim, and he's bloody well going to kill everyone there.
Hold on now. I'm just a simple sailor. I never wanted to get mixed up in any of this. All right, I'll take you. But we leave immediately.
Yes, that's exactly why the but. I mean, I can only cheer your decision to leave immediately. That's exactly what I was going to suggest, to be honest. You read my mind. Solstheim was part of Skyrim until the High King gave it to Morrowind in 4E16 to serve as a river, which can use Berserk to do double damage while only taking half damage for a short time. Sounds like a pretty interesting thing, to be honest. Pretty interesting skill. I'm actually going to have to see what the ability is for Dunmer, because I don't know. I have never checked. I wish I could look around now, but I can't. Okay, so Morris is now thinking like,
Well,
wow,
here we are.
they really did
This
let
is
the place go.
Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again.
When I last left it,
luck.
it was just a pile
You
of
can
buildings
figure out
with
what's going
small,
on
with
around
low
here.
walls. The mountains have gotten higher as well. That's, you know, because the mountains weren't that high. Never mind. Wow, they really placed some ugly buildings there. Okay, let's go and now yada yada yada. You'll be telling me
I
stuff.
don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Ravenrock.
I helped
And,
build this town.
state
This
your
is
intent.
my city. Just look, none of your
That's
business.
the kind of attitude that's going to land you in prison. But I'll let it go for now. Just remember,
Oh, for now, huh?
Ravenrock is
I think you're
sovereign
just a wimp.
territory of House Redderer. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide
I
by
made
our
your
laws.
laws.
Any questions?
You know who Mirak is?
I...
It's a miracle.
Sure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure.
So, I'm done with you.
Remember,
You're boring.
we're watching you. Jialan, start to work.
So I'm not interested in their conversation either. It has something to do with the Earthstone. From the last time we were here, I remember that the Earthstone was there. But before I do that, I'm going to see if I can...
That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again.
I just want to sell shit, mate.
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know.
Well, I guess part of them grows on trees, you know, the handle, and the other bit you can make.
I prefer to handle these things on my own.
Ah, probably because you got the pickaxe illegally as well, huh?
I'll pay you for the trouble.
Do you know someone called Mirak?
No, wait, maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. What have you got for
Looking
sale?
to protect yourself or deal some damage?
I just want to deal some damage. Ancient Nord Battle Axe of Coals. This one is going to go because Axe of Whiterun is better and Steel Warhammer is better. And this one is pretty heavy, so it's going to have to go. Apparel, high boots of resist frost. Yeah, get rid of it. I don't want to wear a helm because, just because, light braces are going and this is going as well. Which brings us to the ingot, and that's it. Good. Oh wait, what's an ancient Nordic pickaxe? It's like a pickaxe, but it's ancient and Nordic.
Is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crescius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I traded them some
Oh yeah,
goods for
sure, you stole it, didn't you?
Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that.
Okay.
I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head
It would
over
be
to the
pretty
Skull
stupid
village.
if you have
Someone
like
there's bound to know more
Stalrim,
about
which
it
is
than I do.
enchanted ice, and you try to smith it on this and it just melts. That would be pretty
You
anticlimactic.
tell Crescius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Or else indeed. Ah, the Morrowind music. Sorry, every time I hear that music, I'm having like, I get weak at the knees, and I'm like, music, right in the memories, and yeah, it's just how it works, I guess.
Here in his shrine.
Here in his shrine, what? Hello.
You don't seem to be in quite the same state.
I like his suit. He looks pretty
Very
nifty.
interesting.
Don't you think? He looks pretty
May I
pretty
ask
nice.
what it is you're
Good
doing
fashion
here?
sense, mate. Also, your beard, I think, is the same as mine, so that's pretty awesome. I'm looking for someone named Mirak.
Mirak. It sounds familiar, and yet I can't quite place... Oh, wait, I recall. But that makes very little sense.
Does it now?
Mirak's been dead for thousands of years.
Well, probably he's alive again, I guess. What does that mean? That's a pretty suit. What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
Well,
It
it
is
means that he's alive again. It's pretty
Perhaps it has some
self-explanatory.
relation to what's going on here. Quite unexpected. I'm afraid I
Or
can't
someone
give you
else
any
calls
answers,
himself
but
Mirak,
there
you
are
know, that's-
ruins of an ancient temple of Mirax toward the center of the island. If I were you, I'd look there.
What are these people doing?
Building something, clearly. And yet they don't seem to have much to say about it. I'm very interested to find out what happens when they finish.
So then he hasn't tried to stop it. What can you tell me about Morrowind? What new information is
There
there?
is the big island of Ardenfell, and the coastal mainland. House Telvanni has its properties on Vardenfell. I've never been to the mainland myself.
Is there more that you can tell me about Morrowind?
When the city of Vivec was destroyed, it took decades for us to rebuild. We are still but a shadow of our glorious past, but someday we will rise again.
Oh, there's more.
The
Oh, wow, he
ignorant
has
think it is
loads
only a place
of info.
It has rolling green plains and swamps and verdant hills too.
What's a verdant?
Red Mountain dominates the island. Every
That's-
now and then,
that's
ash
Red
and
Mountain,
debris
right over there.
from an eruption land on our shore. You are too young to remember the Nerevarine.
I
He
am the
defeated our
Nerevarine.
war and saved us all from the blight.
I am Morris, mate. Don't you recognize me? I'm
It's
back!
the only place where silt striders can be found. Although I managed to transplant a few here when I arrived.
Transplant? Really?
It's the homeland of the Dunmer.
Is
Lesser
transport
races
not the
call
better
us
term for it?
Dark We built great works there, like Vivek and Aldruin. Many of them are destroyed.
Oh yeah, those bloody
Under my Red
Argonians.
Mountain,
I hate
for the
Argonians.
Argonian invasion.
I think that's all that
That's
we...
that then.
Our eyes once were blinded.
I'm not sure how clever it is to activate the Earthstone,
Now through him do we
but
see.
Morris being the awesome guy he is... Oh wait, let me show him without his masky bit on. Just so you can have a true feeling of what he looks like.
Our hands once
Look at that.
were idle.
Doesn't he look awesome? I mean, I had a choice
Now
between a
through
mohawk
them
and something
does
that
he
looked
speak.
utterly derpy, so I had to pick the mohawk.
And when the
But I'm not a
world
fan of
shall
mohawks myself. Anyway, apparel, novice hood, because it looks better. And then quick save. Now let's see what happens if I activate this.
And when the world shall
Uh-oh.
see